I never saw my flatmate's face. Not once in the 6 months I lived at 47 Durward Street. It wasn't chance, or bad luck, or the mathematics of opposite schedules. It was something stranger, something that felt almost choreographed. Every single time I might have seen her, something was in the way. The first time was the night I moved in. I'd hauled my suitcase up the narrow stairs, found the keys taped under the mat as promised, and pushed open the door. The hallway stretched ahead of me, unlit, and at the far end a figure was just turning the corner into the bathroom. I saw the hem of a dressing gown, the curve of a bare ankle, and then the bathroom door swung shut. The shower started. I waited in the hallway with my suitcase, wanting to introduce myself, but the water ran and ran. After 20 minutes, I gave up and went to my room. In the morning, a yellow sticky note on the kettle. Welcome. I sleep 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Please no hoovering. I've put fresh milk in the door. E. That note set the tone for everything that followed. The notes became the only language we shared. I'd find them on the kitchen counter, on the fridge, once tucked into the spine of a book I'd left on the sofa. The handwriting was small and precise, each letter formed with a care that felt almost old-fashioned. Your umbrella was dripping in the hall. I've put it in the bath to dry. The radiator in the living room makes a ticking sound if you turn it past 3. I've set it to 2. You left a window open. The rain was coming in. All sorted now. They were practical notes, thoughtful, the kind a conscientious flatmate might leave. But they also revealed a quiet, constant attention to my habits that I found myself thinking about at odd moments. She never asked for anything. She simply noticed and adjusted and left a small yellow square to let me know. The second time I almost saw her was a month in. I'd come home late, slightly tipsy, and realized I'd left my keys on the kitchen counter. I knocked, feeling foolish. Footsteps approached. The door opened 4 inches. A hand emerged, small, pale, a thin silver ring on the index finger, and passed me the keys. "Thanks," I said. The door closed. I stood in the hallway, keys cold in my palm, and realized I hadn't seen an arm, a shoulder, a silhouette. Just the hand, as if the darkness itself had formed it. After that, I started paying attention. The flat was always dim. The hallway bulb had blown before I moved in, and no one had replaced it. The bathroom light flickered and died after 8 minutes, so you learned to shower in the orange glow of the dying filament. The kitchen's only window faced a brick wall, and the light that filtered through had a gray, underwater quality. I navigated by the blue digits of the microwave clock, the green eye of the router, the red pinpoint of the boiler. I learned the sound of her movements, the soft creak of floorboards at 3 in the morning, the rush of water through old pipes, the click of her bedroom door. I never heard a voice. I never heard a cough or a laugh or the murmur of a phone call. The third time I almost saw her face, I was standing at the bathroom mirror, shaving. The door was open behind me, reflecting in the glass. I saw the hallway, the edge of the living room, the dark rectangle of my own bedroom door. And then, for a single second, a shape passed in the reflection. Narrow shoulders, dark hair, a pale blur where a face should be. But the bathroom light chose that exact moment to flicker out. When it stuttered back on, the hallway was empty. Just the closed door of her room, the brass handle still faintly trembling. The notes continued. Your milk was about to turn, so I've replaced it. We can't have you getting ill. I noticed your coat button was loose. I've sewn it back on. You were coughing last night. There's honey in the cupboard. They were intimate now, maternal. They assumed a closeness that didn't exist. And then, on a wet Tuesday in late March, I found a note that made my hands go cold. Hope the dentist went okay. Try to rest that side of your mouth tonight. E. I hadn't told anyone about the dentist. It had been an emergency appointment booked during my lunch break, a cracked molar. I'd mentioned it to no one. The note was dry, the ink unsmudged, the yellow square placed exactly in the center of the counter like it had always been there. I stared at it for a long time, listening to the hum of the fridge, the distant rumble of the district line, the silence from the room down the hall. I called the landlord that afternoon. Mr. Chowdhury sounded confused. The second bedroom? That was let to a woman named Sarah, but she broke the lease 2 weeks before you moved in. I never relet it. You're the only tenant in that flat. He paused. Why? Is someone else there? I didn't answer. Because while I'd been on the phone, the boiler had kicked in. A low hum spread through the walls, and above the hum, very faint, I heard the creak of a floorboard from the hallway outside my door. The creak of someone shifting their weight from one foot to the other. Someone listening. That was the night I stopped sleeping properly. I'd lie in bed staring at the ceiling, cataloging every sound. The flat was old, it made noises, but I began to notice patterns. The creaks were not random. They moved. From her room along the hallway, pausing outside my door, then retreating. Sometimes I'd wake at 3 a.m. to the absolute certainty that my bedroom door had just closed, not opened, but closed, as if someone had been inside and was now leaving. I'd check the floor in the morning. Sometimes I'd find small things, a thread of dark hair on my pillow that wasn't mine, the book on my nightstand turned over to save a page I didn't remember reaching, the glass of water I always left half full, now completely full. I didn't call the police. I didn't install a bolt. I didn't confront her. A kind of paralysis settled over me, a feeling that to acknowledge the situation directly would make it worse. Instead, I started to watch back. I set my phone to record audio while I slept. In the morning, the file would be there, 2 hours, 3 hours, but when I played it, there was nothing, just silence. No footsteps, no breathing. Once the recording stopped at exactly 3:14 a.m., the moment I always felt the door close. I began to wonder if I was losing my mind. The notes were so normal, so kind. You look tired. Are you eating properly? I've left a hot water bottle in your bed. It's a cold night. You forgot to lock the front door. Don't worry, I sorted it. That last one I was certain I had locked, but now I couldn't be sure. The doubt was the worst part, the slow erosion of my faith in my own memory. 3 weeks after the dentist note, I came home to find her bedroom door open. Not wide, but ajar, a sliver of darkness between the frame and the wood. I'd never seen it open before. The handle was cold. The hinges made no sound. The room was neat, unnaturally so. The bed was made with hospital corners. The wardrobe door was shut. A small desk held a lamp shaped like a seashell, a stack of yellow sticky notes, and a leather-bound notebook. On the wall above the bed, a corkboard. Pinned to it were photographs. Photographs of me at the kitchen table, shot from the hallway. Me on the sofa, the television's glow lighting my face. Me asleep in my bed, taken from above, as if the photographer were standing right over me. On the back of one, in pencil, Night 47, still hasn't noticed the gap in the wardrobe. The wardrobe, my wardrobe, in my room. The built-in one with mirrored doors that didn't quite meet the frame on the left side. A gap the width of a finger. I'd never thought about it. Now I couldn't think about anything else. I opened her notebook. The pages were filled with the same small, precise handwriting. It was a diary of sorts. Entries dated over years, long before I moved in. October 12th. The walls have been quiet. I missed the sound of breathing. March 3rd. A new one. He leaves the bathroom light on. I turn it off for him. He hasn't noticed. June 18th. He talks in his sleep. He said a name, Margaret. I will remember. My grandmother's name was Margaret. I had never spoken it aloud in that flat. The shower started, not in the bathroom. The sound came from inside the wall beside me. Water rushing through pipes that shouldn't be there. A hiss and gurgle like something moving fast and liquid through the bones of the building. The seashell lamp flickered on, a soft pink glow. And in the wardrobe mirror on the far wall, I saw the reflection of the room behind me. The open door, the hallway, and at the end of the hallway, a figure. Narrow shoulders, dark hair, the pale blur where a face should be. It was standing completely still, looking at me through the mirror. I ran. I don't remember leaving the flat, don't remember the stairs or the street or the rain. I remember standing outside a corner shop on Whitechapel Road, the fluorescent sign buzzing, my phone dead in my pocket. I never went back. I emailed Mr. Chaudhry, terminated the lease, and abandoned everything I owned. I stayed at a hostel in King's Cross, then a friend's sofa in Dalston, then a new flat in Finsbury Park, a modern block with key card entry and bright corridors and pipes that didn't groan in the night. I told myself the story was over. I told myself that for 2 months. Then last week, I came home to find a yellow sticky note on the inside of my front door. I don't know how it got there. The handwriting was the same. You left the bathroom light on again. I've switched it off. You really must try to remember. E. I stood in the hallway of my new flat, staring at the note, and I felt the old doubt creeping back. Had I left the light on? I couldn't remember. I couldn't be sure. And last night, just before I fell asleep, I heard a sound, the softest sound. A creak in the wall beside my bed. Not the wall to the outside, but the interior wall, the one that runs between the bedroom and the living room. A creak, then a pause, then another creak, a few inches further along. The sound of weight shifting, the sound of something making itself comfortable in the dark space between the plaster. I didn't get up to look. I didn't open the wardrobe, or check the bathroom light, or call the landlord. I lay very still, staring at the ceiling, and I thought about all the years of notes in that diary, all the tenants, all the gaps, all the faces never quite seen. And I understood, with a clarity that felt almost peaceful, that the notes had never been a warning. They had been a kind of courtship, a patient, meticulous, tender courtship. And now it seemed I had said yes.